Welcome to Astronomy Daily, your daily dose of space and astronomy news. I'm your host, Anna, and we have an absolutely packed show for you today. We'll be diving into an unexpected delay in India's space program, exploring a major new partnership in the private space sector, and keeping you updated on some thrilling upcoming launches. We'll also take a look at some fascinating celestial events you won't want to miss, plus some groundbreaking discoveries about Pluto and a mysterious space object that's got scientists scratching their heads. Let's jump right in. The Indian Space Research Organization, or Isro, has announced a brief postponement of its highly anticipated space docking experiment. Originally slated for January 7th, this mission aims to position India as the fourth nation to achieve successful in-orbit docking, a critical capability for future deep space explorations. Isro cited the need for additional ground simulations after identifying an abort scenario during pre-test procedures. This cautious approach underscores the complexity and precision required for docking maneuvers, which are essential for satellite servicing, space station operations, and interplanetary missions. The mission commenced on December 30th, launching from India's primary spaceport. Beyond the docking experiment, it carries various payloads, including a fascinating study on plant growth in microgravity. 8 cowpea seeds were sent into space, successfully germinating and sprouting leaves, a promising development for future long-duration space travel and extraterrestrial agriculture. This delay, though unexpected, highlights ISRO's commitment to thorough validation and safety. As India continues to expand its presence in both commercial and exploratory space sectors, mastering docking technology will be a pivotal milestone. Next up, in some exciting news from the private space sector, Japanese startup Interstellar Technologies has just secured a major investment that could reshape their future in the space industry. Woven by Toyota, the automobile giant's mobility technology arm has invested 7 billion yen, that's about $44 million, into the space company. This isn't just about money, though. It's a strategic partnership that could revolutionize how rockets and satellites are manufactured. Interstellar Technologies, which was originally known for developing the Isro rocket, is looking to establish a vertically integrated satellite launch, manufacturing and communications business similar to what SpaceX has done with Starlink. Toyota's involvement actually dates back to 2020, when their personnel began working with Interstellar to reduce manufacturing costs and streamline production processes. Now, with this formal partnership, Interstellar will be able to tap into Toyota's extensive manufacturing expertise to improve their production methods and strengthen their supply chain. What makes this partnership particularly interesting is Toyota's broader vision for the future of mobility. At the recent Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, Toyota's chairman Akio Toyoda made it clear that they see space as the next frontier for mobility, stating that the future of mobility shouldn't be limited to just Earth, or just one car company for that matter. This investment is part of Interstellar's Series F funding round, with additional funding expected from Toyota by June. The partnership also goes beyond just financial investment. A Woven by Toyota representative will be joining Interstellar's board of directors, suggesting a deep level of strategic collaboration between the two companies. Let's take a look at this week's launch schedule. The space industry is hitting the ground running in 2025 with an absolutely packed launch schedule this week. Multiple missions are lined up from both the United States and China. But there are 2 launches in particular that space enthusiasts should be especially excited about. First up is the potential debut flight of Blue Origin's long-awaited New Glenn rocket. This is a massive milestone that's been nearly a decade in the making. The 2-stage heavy-lift vehicle, named after astronaut John Glenn, is scheduled to lift off from Launch Complex 36 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station on January 10th. It will be carrying the Dark Sky 1 Blue Ring Pathfinder, a prototype platform designed to refuel satellites and transport them to different orbits. What makes this launch particularly interesting is that Blue Origin is attempting to recover the first stage booster. The 57-meter-tall booster, nicknamed So You're Telling Me There's a Chance, will attempt to land on their vessel Jacqueline out in the Atlantic Ocean. If successful, this would be a major step forward for Blue Origin's reusability goals. Also on the schedule is SpaceX's Starship Flight 7, targeting liftoff from Starbase in Texas. This will be another suborbital test flight, but with some exciting new objectives. Not only will they attempt to catch Booster 14 with the launch tower's mechanical arms, but Ship 33 will also test deploying Starlink satellites and perform an engine restart in space. The week kicked off with China's first launch of the year from the Xichang Satellite Launch Center, sending up the Shijian 25 refueling demonstrator mission. SpaceX also has multiple Falcon 9 launches planned, including Starlink missions from Florida and a National Reconnaissance Office payload launching from California. What's particularly remarkable about this intense launch cadence is that it's just the first full week of 2025. If this is any indication of what's to come, we're in for an incredibly busy year in spaceflight. These missions represent major steps forward in rocket reusability, satellite deployment capabilities, and the overall commercialization of space access. Next, something to look for in our skies in coming days. January's full moon, known traditionally as the wolf moon, will grace our skies on January 13th, bringing with it a spectacular series of celestial events that make this an exceptional time for stargazing. The wolf moon gets its name from Native American traditions, referring to the packs of wolves that would howl outside villages during the cold winter nights. But this year's wolf moon is especially significant as it coincides with a dramatic Mars opposition, when the red planet will be directly opposite the sun as seen from Earth, making it appear at its brightest and largest for 2025. For viewers across most of North America, we'll be treated to a remarkable sight as the full moon passes directly in front of Mars, an event known as a lunar occultation. The timing varies by location, but from Washington, D.C., Mars will disappear behind the moon around 9:16 p.m. and dramatically reappear about an hour and 15 minutes later. The evenings around the full moon will also showcase an impressive array of planets. Venus will be unmissable in the southwestern sky, appearing as a bright crescent through telescopes. Jupiter will dominate the eastern sky, and if you have a telescope, you might catch glimpses of its 4 largest moons. Saturn will be visible near Venus, though its famous rings will appear unusually thin as they're nearly edge-on to Earth. This wolf moon also holds special significance in various cultural traditions. In the Hindu calendar, it marks the start of the 44-day Prayag Kumbh Mela festival, one of the largest religious gatherings in the world. For Buddhists in Sri Lanka, this full moon, known as Duruthu Poya, commemorates Buddha's first visit to their country. Whether you're an experienced astronomer or just enjoy gazing at the night sky, this month's full moon period offers something for everyone. Just remember to dress warmly and, if possible, find a location away from city lights for the best viewing experience. Scientists have recently uncovered a fascinating new theory about how Pluto and its largest moon, Charon, came to be. And it's quite different from what we've believed for decades. While we've long thought that these bodies formed through a violent collision similar to how Earth's moon was created, the new research suggests a much gentler cosmic dance. The traditional theory about our own moon's formation involves a Mars-sized object called Theia dramatically smashing into Earth, with the resulting debris eventually forming our lunar companion. But Pluto and Charon appear to have taken a different path, and it all comes down to their unique composition. Unlike the Earth-Moon system, Pluto and Charon are smaller, colder, and primarily made of rock and ice. When researchers at the University of Arizona simulated their formation using these actual materials, they discovered something unexpected. Instead of stretching and deforming like putty during a collision, these icy bodies briefly stuck together in what they're calling a kiss-and-capture scenario. Picture, if you will, a cosmic snowman temporarily forming as these two bodies made contact. Rather than violently breaking apart, they gently separated while remaining gravitationally bound to each other. What's particularly compelling about this new model is that it explains both how Charon was captured and why it ended up in its current orbit. This gentler formation process also helps explain why Pluto and Charon retained most of their original composition. The heat generated from this kiss and the subsequent tidal forces may have played a crucial role in shaping Pluto's surface features, including the possible formation of a subsurface ocean. This discovery not only changes our understanding of how these distant worlds formed, but also provides new insights into how other planetary bodies might have come together in the early days of our solar system. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound celestial relationships begin not with a bang, but with a kiss. In another exciting new discovery, the James Webb Space Telescope has given us an unprecedented look at one of our solar system's most enigmatic objects, a celestial body known as Chiron. Named after the mythological centaur, this fascinating object truly lives up to its namesake by displaying characteristics of both an asteroid and a comet. Researchers at the University of Central Florida have identified something remarkable on Chiron's surface, the presence of carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide ices, along with carbon dioxide and methane gases in its surrounding coma. This is the first time we've detected these materials on an object of this type, and it's particularly noteworthy given Chiron's distance from the Sun. What makes Chiron especially intriguing is that we can observe both its surface composition and its coma, that ghostly envelope of dust and gas that surrounds it. This dual nature provides scientists with a unique opportunity to study processes we can't typically observe in other celestial objects. Most trans-Neptunian objects are too cold and distant to show such activity, while asteroids lack the necessary ice, and traditional comets are usually obscured by their thick comas when closer to the Sun. The discovery of these various ices and gases on Chiron, particularly when it's near its farthest point from the Sun, is helping scientists piece together a better understanding of our solar system's earliest days. Chiron appears to be something of an oddball even among its centaur companions, displaying periodic comet-like behavior, sporting rings of material, and potentially harboring an orbiting debris field. This celestial wanderer originated in the outer solar system and has been on quite a journey, occasionally experiencing close encounters with giant planets that have altered its path. In fact, its current location is just a temporary stop. In about 1 million years, it will likely either be ejected into a new orbit or return to its original neighborhood among the trans-Neptunian objects. These findings are opening new frontiers in our understanding of these hybrid objects and reminding us that even after billions of years, our solar system still holds fascinating secrets waiting to be uncovered. That's all for today's episode of Astronomy Daily. I'm Anna, and I've enjoyed bringing you these fascinating stories from across the cosmos. From mysterious centaurs to lunar formation theories, the universe never ceases to amaze us with its wonders. Remember to visit our website at astronomydaily.io, where you can catch up on all the latest space and astronomy news with our constantly updating newsfeed and listen to all our back episodes. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you never miss an episode by subscribing wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Music, and all major platforms. Want to stay connected with us between episodes? You can find us on all your favorite social media platforms. Just search for Astro Daily Pod on Facebook, X, YouTube, Tumblr, and TikTok. Until tomorrow, keep looking up and stay curious about our cosmic neighborhood.